I haven't worked a real job since 2011. I was making minimum wage, working the front desk at a gym. So I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. The manager was asking if I wanted to do membership sales, which prior to when he asked me, I wanted to do, but then they got taken over by a corporation. They were publicly traded on Wall Street, and the expectation was constantly beat your quota all the time, or they'll yell at you. And I just didn't want that lifestyle. I didn't know what lifestyle I wanted though. And there were these guys who would work at the gym, and some of them who were members of the gym. And they would always talk about like, oh, I bought this new stock. Let's see where it goes. And I would run home and I would buy that same stock without knowing anything about the company, what they did or anything. All I did was I would look at these guys who were all older. They were all pulling up to the gym in Range Rovers or Mercedes or whatever. And I would make the association that, oh, they're rich, so they know what they're doing. Never asked them any questions. Just went home. I took as much money as I could afford and I put it into garbage. All of these stocks were garbage. And a lot of them were penny stocks. And some of them were not penny stocks, but they became penny stocks. And one day, after copying them on like their fourth or fifth trade that I was like eavesdropping, I asked one of them, I said, hey, the other day I overheard you talking about this stock. And I just happened to notice that it's like way down in the last few days. I didn't happen to notice. I bought like 1,000 shares and it dropped like 50%. And I was sitting there going like, oh my God, what have I done? Because I was an idiot. And I asked him and he said, oh, all the stocks that we're buying like 1 or 2 shares. We're all retired. We're all kind of bored. And we're all just picking up, a couple of shares in these fun little stocks. It's just a game for us. They were not putting their life savings into this speculative high-risk gambles. They were just bored and they were just messing around. I didn't know that. And so I copied them like an idiot and I lost a lot of money. The point is, I liked it. I liked investing. I liked the idea of being a stock trader. I just didn't know how to do it. So instead of going and putting humongous sums of money into high-risk investments and trades without knowing anything, I stepped back, I read, I studied, I learned. I asked people who knew about this how to do it. I learned about charts. I learned about fundamental analysis. And then I eased myself back in slowly and carefully. If this is your first time seeing me, everything that I do here is free. I don't sell a course. I don't sell guides or templates. I have them, but they're not for sale. They're all free. I don't want your money. I want you to learn how to invest. If you are not following me and you leave a comment or you ask a question, I won't respond. It's just one way that I set some boundaries and prevent people from taking advantage.